It was a fabulous run today, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We know the Fed still lurks. What kind of stocks might be worth buying if our worst Fed fears come true? How about Charles River Laboratories, CRL, the contract research organization that provides pharma and biotech companies with everything they need to discover new drugs and conduct early-stage clinical trials, right down to the kind of lab rats and mice used for safety testing? I like to say that Charles River is indeed an arms dealer to the drug industry. And while the drug stocks have been hammered by political worries about Washington cracking down on higher prices this year, the fact is these companies are going to keep spending money on research and development no matter what. Those companies can raise prices. Doesn't matter if the Fed tightens or the economy slows. If you're a pharma or a biotech firm, you've got no future if you're not investing in R&D. And in many cases, that means giving money to Charles River. Now, the company reported a very strong quarter at the beginning of August. Since then, it's pulled back about 7%. No news. I think this is exactly the kind of stock that could be attractive in weakness, especially since they've been making a series of smart acquisitions, including buying Will Research, that's WIL, the safety assessment contract development firm earlier this year for $585 million in cash. This company's a cash machine. Don't take it from me. Let's check in with Jim Foster, the chairman and CEO of Charles River Laboratories, learn more about how his company's doing and where it's headed. Mr. Foster, welcome back to Mad Money. Jim, it caught my eye that you've got something new. We talk a lot together, but humanize mice, making mice more like humans. This sounds like the kind of innovation that can take share from others.
Yeah, I mean, humanized mice is a really important technology where you're actually making an animal model to be like a human avatar. And you're getting much better results that are going to show you that how the drug is likely to work in people. This is translational medicine. Translational medicine. So translational medicine, when you're doing animal work, is about the information that you get doing animal work. Is that translatable to humans? Oh, okay. Is that a predictor? Is that something we can use well? So yes, I mean, we're really excited about that. We have technology to do that. It's relatively early days, but I think these animal models will become increasingly more important and significant for drug discovery. Because, we're in the go and no-go game. So right. Helping the drug companies determine whether to continue with the drug is better with an animal model or can be better with an animal model that is likely to predict how it is with people.
I also thought that it would seem, it's mentioned in one of you had a big analyst day, I mean, when you're doing a terrible cancer trial, right. A lot of times people can't live through the trial. Right. This may be another way without worrying about the fatalities.
And also animal models live much shorter period of time, right. So you can see the sort of time elapsed right. In a juvenile and an adult and an elderly person. So animal models are giving you much better information.
Okay. Now, you had a fantastic quarter, and I'm concerned, obviously, it's an election year. It seems like the politicians like to beat up on the drug companies, so therefore perhaps the drug companies pull in a little bit of the reins, or they're worried about drug prices going up. Is that something that's good or bad for Charles River?
I think that where we are is we've got extraordinary companies now developing drugs for indications that no longer historically you couldn't make drugs for. So we have monoclonal antibodies that have come of age. We have gene editing that's come of age. We have the immune system that is actually working. And I believe that the capital markets and the insurance companies will pay for drugs that are breakthrough drugs that keep people alive longer or cure diseases. So I think that's good for Charles River. I think that's good for society as a whole. I certainly think it's good for the drug companies. I think most of the drug companies that are working hard at drug innovation and R&D and are making breakthrough drugs or drugs for especially small groups of patients are doing really important work, and so I do think they'll get paid for that.
We had an IPO boom for biotech, and now we have a bit of a bust for all IPOs. How much does that move the needle? Are you still, a lot of these companies still have a lot of money left over, so, I mean, are you worried that, say, a year from now, it's going to run out?
A lot of cash came in 15.
Right.
So far in 16. There's more cash that came in 13 and 14. Not as much as 15, but we think there's 3+ years of cash available from the capital markets. We think that pharma will fund at the same level or higher, since the biotech companies are becoming the discovery engines for pharma. Pharma's going to write those big checks. And again, just to go back to the prior question, I don't believe that the capital markets won't pay for great innovation with great drugs.
Okay. Now, you continue to be acquisitive because you generate a lot of cash. At a certain point, I mean, you're up to 50% market share for some things. I mean, how much room is there to gain?
Our strategy is to continue to build a larger portfolio of services. And I think the more services that we can add to our portfolio, either on our own or through acquisitions, and a lot of it will be through acquisitions, that are along the drug development pipeline. So as the drug companies shrink their own infrastructure, we can do more of their work. And the biotech companies, of course, never had the infrastructure. The broader our portfolio gets, the deeper it gets, the more therapeutic area specific it gets, the greater impact that we can have, and the more important we are to our clients, helping them understand the molecules and helping them make these go and no-go decisions, which is why we worked on more than 50% of the drugs the last 2 years. There's a reason for that.
Right. Okay, last question. You get to see things that are in the lab that might not be out for 5, 6, 7 years. Will major cancers be cured in 7, 8, 9 years from what you say?
I think that we're making an enormous amount of impact on cancer. A lot of cancers now have become chronic, meaning they're treatable. A lot of cancers are actually being cured. I do think immuno-oncology is a massive, major breakthrough. And I can't give you a time frame, but I think certainly in the next decade, we're going to make great strides in improving healthcare, and particularly cancer.
Well, congratulations on a great quarter. You defied a lot of the skeptics who just really have gotten your stock wrong, but we've got it right because you keep doing great things. That's Jim Foster, Chairman, President, and CEO of Charles River Labs, CRL, arms dealer to all the drug companies. A terrific business. Stick with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.